So today, I wanted to come to you from my garden because it is May and the sun is shining. It's just like my favorite time of year. I want to talk to you a little bit about the question that is most often asked of me in my career. So I've been a teacher, a principal, a professor, and my specialty is child development. What's the question people always ask me? Is this normal? They'll come to me, they have a problem with their child, and they're trying to figure out, is this normal? And that's actually not the question that's most helpful. Because the thing about it is that oftentimes people feel that children are doing things to them, when actually they're doing things around them. What does that even mean? When I'm talking about children are doing things around you, what I mean is that there are goals for each developmental stage. And in those goals, you're going to have a lot of behaviors, you're going to experience a lot of behaviors from your little ones that are going to be confusing, that are going to be outside of what you want to do them. And the child doesn't know that. They're just trying to meet their developmental needs. So let me take, for example, the age of 3 to 6. And in that phase, their whole goal is to develop their identity. So you know what that means? That means I'm going to stand firm in what I want. Some of us call this the terrible twos. I experienced it as the terrible twos. There's a lot of pushback. They learn to say no. They have an idea of what they want. And that's often in conflict with what we want for them. I want you to take a nap. Actually, I don't prefer to have a nap. And they're not saying it in those terms, right? When children don't want to take a nap, it's not just like, Mom, I don't want to take a nap. It's more like screaming on the floor, falling out in the grocery store, causing a ruckus in the back seat. So am I saying accept all of the behavior that happens, love it all? Because there's kind of two schools of thought on Instagram and Facebook. It's like, everything's great, your children are wonderful, or mommy needs wine. I'd like to take a little medium style approach where we look at what's happening with our children and we separate what's happening with our children from how we feel about ourselves. I just sit with that. So if our child is tired, our child is cranky, and our child does not want to take a nap, and this is possibly happening in proximity around other adults, we might start to think, man, I wish I could do better. We get a lot of messages around what is good parenting and what is bad parenting. It's not a zero-sum game. You're not either a good parent or a bad parent. You're a parent who's trying to learn how to do it. So when we're talking about development, understanding that development helps us to not judge what they're doing or what we're doing in response to our children's doingness, but we're discerning what is right with my child. And the secret to that, the way to get there, is to know and to be in your own power. And that takes a lot of non-negotiable time, which you may feel as a parent you don't have. But what I'm saying to you is that is the most important thing. So the question is not what's wrong with my child or why is this child doing this to me? It's what's right with this child and what is this calling me to do? What is this situation calling me to do? Oftentimes it's calling you to take a step back, breathe, recalibrate, get in contact with our vision for what we want for our family. And that's the power of this. The power of this is the opportunity to accept what is happening in the now so that we can discern what we need to do next and move into our vision for parenting. I knew in 1998, when I began my journey of parenting on purpose, that what I wanted was to be connected with my young people who are now adults. I had this vision of what I wanted my relationship to be like with my young adults. I wanted to feel connected. I wanted to feel like if I texted or called, that they would call me back, or if they didn't, I was okay. And so that meant that I had to do some work on myself. Oh, sometimes there were selves. And that's the key. The key to parenting on purpose is actually growing as you create a container for your children to grow into their greatness. It takes a lot of self-care. It takes a lot of knowledge of what is happening for our children and how what they're doing isn't the wrong thing, isn't the thing that's happening to us. It's just the thing. And when you understand that, it just becomes a lot easier. And I know that's what you want, because it's what I wanted all along. So I have just finished creating the What's Right guides to help you on your journey. And in the What's Right guides, what you're going to find is some practical information about child development. And I've cut this up into one page of child development, what's actually happening for your child, paired on the second sheet with what you can do to support that development and what you can do for yourself to help you on your journey. And then a guide on how to go through, how to take one thing that your child is doing, see the positive in it, and then solve and discern from that moment on what I need to do. I would love for you to check the links in my bio and grab your own free version of the What's Right guides. So I've got 6 of them because I've had like a lot of experience. I've been in education for over 20 years. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's almost 30. And so I have a guide for children 0 to 3 years old, 3 to 6 years old, 6 to 9 years old, 9 to 12 years old, 12 to 15, and 15 to 18. Because I just want to give you so much. So please check out the link below. I want to walk with you on your journey to parenting on purpose.